Thank you very much. You guys can take a seat. You all must be utterly exhausted. Well, it is very special for us to be here with you guys. It is not lost on us that never in the history of the world has this group of people been together in this room, and never will it happen again. So the very fact that you are here, you're making history, folks. You're making us feel so loved and welcome. So you have no idea how wonderful it is to be here with you all. But I wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit about our story. If you saw this movie Unsung Hero, I'll make it kind of a brief synopsis. But originally born in Australia, hopefully you can still tell. You Americans object on my accent, thanks. Born in Australia, my dad was a concert promoter in Australia, and on one particular tour that he brought back to Australia, the tour didn't go very well. We ended up losing everything that we had as a family. We lost the house, we lost the car, we lost the life savings. And so Dad was looking for a fresh start for his career, a fresh start for the family, and he got a job offer in Nashville, Tennessee, and he thought it would be a good idea to move his 6 kids and his wife, who was 6 months pregnant at the time. And that's exactly what we did, but soon after we arrived in America, my dad actually lost that job. And so Australia on the other side of the world, no friends, no family, we were sleeping on beds, made out of clothes, didn't have any money for our little sister to be born in a hospital, weren't always quite sure where the next meal was going to come from, didn't have a car, I mean, the list went on and on and on. And we didn't know what else to do other than just gather around as a family and just start praying for these essential things in life. And man, we got to see God do some amazing things during that time. I want to tell you a couple of those stories. The first was this: our little sister was born in a hospital. Very, very grateful for that. How many folks work in the medical field here tonight? Anybody work in the medical? You guys are amazing. Thank you for all that you do. But as an adult, one of the things I've realized about hospitals, they're incredibly gifted, talented, I would venture to say even skilled at sending you large bills, all right? And we got sent a large bill, and so my dad called up, we were broke, and so my dad called up the hospital and kind of made some sort of payment plan. And one particular day, he called up the hospital and said, hey, I'm here to pay for this. And the person on the line said, Mr. Smallwood, your bill has been paid in full. And we still to this day don't know who paid for our little sister to be born in a hospital. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the next story was this. When we came to America, my dad had lost that job, and so we're looking for additional ways to start to bring in some revenue, all right? So we started mowing lawns. When I arrived in America, I was nearly 5 years old. So I was 5 years old mowing lawns, which is highly illegal, all right? And so we would have some mowing lawns, and we'd have some cops come up and be like, man, you can't be running this, man, sir, but boy, don't even know what to call you. And we'd be like, oh man, we're from Australia, you know, in the outback, no rules, just right, you know? And he was confused, and they would walk away quickly. But part of the reason why I could mow lawns so young is because I'm going to date myself a little bit. It was when the self-propelled push mowers were invented. Do you guys remember when that happened? And so all of my older brothers had to do the real hard work, and the neighbors started to look at us very, very strange, because here I was 5 years old, just cruising up mountains, and they would look at us like, this Australian family, they eat different things, they have to, they're very strange. But anyway, so we started mowing lawns, and there was this one particular guy's house that we literally knocked on his door, and we told him, hey, we're here from Australia, and can we mow your lawn? And look, we were so young, he had no choice but to say yes. And so we started mowing this guy's lawn. Well, here's the cool part. 3 years later, that was the guy that actually gave our sister, Rebecca St. James, a record deal and kind of changed the trajectory of our family's life. Yeah. Wow. Pretty cool. And then the next story was this. When we came to America, we came in the fall, and Thanksgiving was coming up. And you Americans make a big old deal out of Thanksgiving, let me tell you. But we don't have Thanksgiving in Australia. We don't have a revolution in Australia. The British never left, you know, and we're still waiting for them to leave. But anyway, we don't have Thanksgiving, and so I was, young when we came, and so I was trying to do a little bit of research. I'm like, okay, Canada's got some sort of idea of Thanksgiving, America does, and I did some scientific research on this place called Wikipedia.com, and found out that the rest of the world doesn't have Thanksgiving. I mean, the rest of the world is literally that ungrateful, all right? And so anyway, a family came up to us and said, hey, we'll show you the ropes of Thanksgiving. And we're like, well, what do you do? And they're like, well, you eat turkey. And we were like, did you shoot it? And they were like, maybe. And we were all like, Americans are so barbaric. But we went over, had Thanksgiving, this family had a wonderful time, and at the end of the end of the night, the father of the household came to us. He said, hey, I don't know why, but I just feel compelled to give you the keys to my brand new car, and I just want you guys to have it. Let me tell you something, if you want foreigners to fall in love with Thanksgiving, you just give them a car, folks. And look, I mean, I was a young boy when this was taking place, but let me tell you something, when you stop praying for things, and the days, and the weeks, and the years later, you see them take place. Your faith, your family, you will never be the same. You will never live life the same way when you experience a miracle. And the other thing I realized as a young boy was this: the moment that you stop giving to each other, giving to your friends, giving to your families, and the moment that you stop giving to the poor, our soul